And then you can't figure out what side it is because it's like
Exactly.
backwards and like where am I touching? And
I've got in the habit of doing this when I'm trying to I know what side, I'll do this so I know which way to fix it.
wait, let me.
If you see me do this, I'm trying to fix something on my right side.
This hair
is this.
This side is this hair. Okay.
You're right. I'm a black screen. You're right. I'm a black screen. I have no idea what's going on here.
Am I bringing bad luck to this adventure?
You are bringing bad luck to the show because I've gone live. I've gone live and I'm not there. My camera. Wait a minute. Let me check my camera. I will play the beginning and I'll check my camera. Let's play this.
Okay.
The 2022 Grammy Awards have been postponed till middle-aged men can figure out how to get their wives to stop watching Lil Nas X videos. Because he looks really good.
1,000 Questions is an entertaining discussion of marriage. We aren't telling you to do or feel or change anything about your life. Really, just listen and enjoy. And if you need real help, find a professional for your specific problem. We don't know you. How could we speak to your deal? Okay, have fun.
Well, they hear me, but no.
We see you.
Oh, okay, good. I changed cameras and came back. Hi, everybody. I let you guys ramble on live about your hair for a good minute and a half because that's what women do. That's what women are all about. We've been commenting. Patti, Donna used to have dark hair, and she let it go wild and became that lovely color of mane she has today.
It's glorious.
It's glorious.
Thank you.
Does
Why
your husband
was I coloring it for this many years? I don't know.
A secret is out. My wife never colors her hair, and I never help her. So ever. So does your husband enjoy this hair better? Probably enjoys it better because you don't take time coloring it.
Yeah, he does. He barely even notices this kind of stuff. I don't even think he noticed when I even
have it. That it's a different color.
Yeah, no.
Patti, what about Steve?
Steve, my hair, he by the way, he gave the thumbs up to what I came on camera with, so I'm not entirely sure if we should be.
Yeah, don't
know. He gave thumbs up. He gave thumbs up to whatever that thing that was coming around your face that made you look like an old Russian woman that was like out going for bread. Hey, give I bread.
I can find a scarf. Yes,
I like the bangs. Although what you have now is very
Napoleon Dynamite over there. Okay. Yeah.
Did you all see the joke that I played in the beginning?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think men get jealous when their wives creep on like younger hot dudes?
I don't mind.
No.
I mean, I don't, but I just, do you think there's men out there?
There's some men out there, but they're really insecure and I'm not hanging around them.
Well, Donna, do you have anybody that comes to your practice where the guy's like, she's like watching The Rock and I don't like when she's...
Honestly, no. I hear opposite. I hear from the wife, like he's looking at these girls and he's making comments and blah, 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 blah. But I really have not heard a dude complaining that his lady was looking at hot guys and it bothered him. No.
Oh, well, that's good. I guess men are better in that way. The one thing men are better at than women is the jealousy thing.
Complaining about it. Okay.
Okay. By the way, what we do here, Patti Vasquez, that's Patti Vasquez. She's a legend in Chicago and around the country. She's also on, what television show are you on? Chicago Fire, Chicago Hospital.
You're famous.
And Patty's gone, everybody. So Patti, I pissed her off. I think what happened.
Is that what happens? You like
Patti gets angry so easy. Oh, so easy. Oh. Patti just gets mad like that. It's crazy. And look at that look on her face. Now you're really that's some wacky eyes going there. Oh my gosh. Patti, are you there for us? Are you there for us, Patti? We're having a hell of a day today. We're having a hell of a start.
I like the Frozen. She's got to see this show later. Like she's
has to
gonna
look at her
love
look right now. That is
the weird little eye glitch that was happening.
the eye glitch. If her husband wasn't jealous before, he's jealous now of what's going on now. So I don't know, Patty, if you can hear us, but I'm going to explain what happens. By the way, Patty, she is on the show like Chicago Hope or Chicago Fire. She's a radio personality in Chicago. She is pretty famous. She ran for the Senate of the state of Illinois and missed it by that much. She also is an incredible mime. She can do a statue like nobody's business. It's amazing. So we wonder why she talks to me in any way. So Patty, if you ever come back, what we do here is Patty is more legendary than Patti LaBelle. That is how legendary Patty is, let me tell you. So if Patty ever comes back, she's gone for good. Hi. So okay, so I've got a bunch of questions, but all my questions had Patty in mind. So that's because we're doing a Patty-centric show today.
Maybe you can change the topic for a minute because I think she'll be back. I
think she'll be back too. Okay, then I will. I'll go to question number 2 because this question bugs me. If you're ready, here we go. Why does being married to someone else get easier 5, 10, 20 years? Oh, when, not why. When does being married to someone else get easier 5, 10, 20 years? When does it get easier? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Being married to somebody else. When does it get easier?
How do you answer that? When does it get easier? It doesn't ever have to be that difficult.
It never gets easier being married to the person who wrote this question. That's what never gets easier. They're horrible.
When does it get easier? It's like, I don't know. It's like, it always takes effort. It should never be that hard where it's like torture. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of in my relationship, when has it been easier? When
does it get easier? When it's never easier.
I'm still waiting then because I think it's always it needs effort. It always needs effort. So I think if they're looking to retire from marriage, I don't know.
But it's always Patty went to a whole new house. She went to a whole new house. Where'd you go?
No, I don't know what happened, and I'm going to spend the next amount of time trying not to freak out about my other computer, which just completely exploded. Yeah.
Oh no, it's your computer. You need a new computer.
No, this is my better computer, but I also have a lot. I've never backed up that computer, and I've dreaded this kind of day where it just went black screen. Yeah, dead screen.
Yeah. Well, that's not good. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to donate to this show like no one's ever done, go to virtualcomedyshow.com, click donate to the comedians. That's the link that's there. And we'll give the money to Patty to get a new computer. So, Patty, what we do here is I spent many years on ships having people write questions that say, write down a question you have about marriage or bring up children in marriage. And I would answer them during the show as a comedian. But people kept asking real questions because people don't get help when they need it. So I have a bucket full of questions. There's still over 1,000 in here, even though we've done 80 of these shows almost.
Wow.
And so I've got a bunch, and they're all Patty-centric today. So the first question was, when does being married to someone else get easier after 5, 10, 20 years? When? When does it get easier?
When you leave.
All right.
That would make it easier to be married.
That would make it easier. Get the hell out.
Yeah. I mean, if you're waiting for it to get easier or better, that's not, and you're not doing anything to also enhance that or encourage that kind of growth, then if all you're thinking is like, this sucks, when does it get better? And ask that question, then you're not working on it.
No. And we were talking about how it always takes effort. So it's not like you're waiting for when am I done putting effort in? Because it's never done putting effort in. Or it's it shouldn't be that hard that it's torture or something please end the torture. If that's where you're at, then it's not very good of a relationship. So I couldn't answer either. I was I don't know when it gets easier. Just is okay the whole time. Like, I don't know how it goes.
Yeah. And you're right. When the person who is married to the person who wrote this leaves them, it gets so much easier.
It's easier for the other person.
Yeah. And why does somebody put being married to someone else? Who the hell is that? My wife, my spouse, my husband. I'm just married to someone else. What, are you going to marry yourself, you douche? I just can't stand this guy. I can't stand this guy. I can't, or girl. I'm guessing, I don't know. I think it's a guy, but the handwriting's giving me girl. I don't know.
Yeah, we can't see very well.
It's a little blurry, but I can see
Yeah,
that.
it's a little blurry, but I don't know. I'm getting female.
Guys can have cute handwriting too. Okay,
that's
fair.
rare.
That's
Rare.
let's not gender discriminate here.
No,
Okay.
rare. No, I'm gender discriminating. Rare. Very few men have good. My handwriting looks like somebody's murdering me while it's happening as I'm trying to. It literally is. I can't read anything.
How are we going to tell if you're kidnapped or being murdered if your handwriting looks the same?
I'm gone. That's it. Don't look.
Like,
don't look for me. Don't look for me. So anyway, last thing on this though is what I want to say is first of all, marriage is only. It should only be difficult here and there, and you work through these problems. If you are always just seething about your relationship, you shouldn't have gotten into the damn thing in the first place.
Well, presumably, because when these questions come, they're on a cruise, so I'm guessing they were on vacation when they even wrote that question to you.
Yes, they were supposed to be happy somewhere. How do I get this skank out of my cabin? I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I know. Now this one.
Cruising with you.
Yeah.
Not.
People are horrible in their marriage. Okay. This one, it's in the same line of one we get. I saw 30 of these. Patty, a lot of these questions are the same. But this one's
People
a little
have
different.
one thing on their mind. They have one.
People have one thing on their minds, and this is one of the major ones. Have you had sex in-house, not your house, in-house with kids awake and playing in the area? The kids are awake and they're playing in the area.
Like,
have you had sex
in the area? Yeah, that's
in the vicinity, like the block.
In the vicinity, not necessarily playing in your area.
Not on the bed with us.
No, not well. Nope. Who says in a bed?
How close is the area? That's what I'm like. Are they on the bed with us? Are they on the floor? Are they outside of the room?
Right.
Well, but in the area to me means that they could see and access you at any time.
Yeah, I'm
with
just saying.
questions.
So the door's not locked. There's no, I don't.
I'm not even thinking there is a door. I'm thinking they're on the other side of the room and it's a bonus room and you're under a thing over here.
That is not okay. Boundaries, people. No.
Yeah.
That's a no.
Well, and I think, not that I watch a ton of porn, but a big thing in porn movies that I don't, but
they say, right? Not that you know, you hear.
No, they say, no. Actually, I've heard that this is a thing and I have seen a little of it. One of the big things in porn is these people are over here talking and doing something and you're behind the couch or you're under the kitchen table or you're, just out of you. And they are oblivious to you doing this very loudly. And, mom and dad are talking over here and the two teenagers are having sex here. So I wonder if it's that kind of a gross, disgusting thing.
It all sounds wrong. No wife even has to put the dogs out of the room. Yeah, I don't think I've honestly.
In the 45-minute get ready process. What's that?
Yeah,
we've got that. Well, and like, Tim's young.
Me ready? Like I'd take 45 minutes getting me ready.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. But Tim's really young. Tim's like in his 30s, man. We didn't have 45 minutes in our 30s. Now at 57, last night we had a good hour to get ready. It's like you got to wash and scrub and lotion it up. You got to prepare a ton of stuff. I've got to put on at least 2 trusses and a knee brace.
How's the harness? You got a harness?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he says no, the wife. I know. Yeah. That we know what we're talking about.
And I'm asking you, Patty, really, does any woman is going to take 45 minutes to get ready to be intimate?
No, not with my husband. No.
I know.
How about other people's husbands, Patty?
Yeah, really.
Who are you sleeping with that you're taking that kind of time?
Right. No, I'm just thinking back to, by the way,
The other guy.
right. I've been married for 21 years with the same guy, from the same man for 26 years. So I was thinking all the way back to before him. So maybe in the 90s I was prepping, but you know.
Yeah, but
45
even back then,
minutes? No way.
okay.
No.
First of all, got a bath. You know, I feel dirty. And then they in the bath, luxuriousing in the bath. Then kind of after the bath, just kind of getting ready.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking, I don't know. It just
I'm gonna go to sleep. Half
we
hour
got-
bath. I'm ready for
I
bed.
do a bit.
Yeah,
I do a bit on ships. I do a bit on ships about all these people talk about all the sex they're having on ships. And the wife and I get on a ship and we are a little amorous. We start kissing. She goes into the bathroom. I lay down. 45 minutes later, I'm asleep. She walks out and goes, "Are you ready?" And I say, "Yeah, for the damn buffet. I'm ready for the buffet now. Let's just go eat." And that's our sex on the cruise.
Life as an old couple. That's what it's like. That's what it's like.
P.S. This should be a podcast. It should be a podcast, but somebody's got to do the work to turn it into audio and put it up and mix
Maybe
that
Timmy
audio.
will. Maybe Timmy will do it for us.
Timmy, if you'll do that for us, we'll be thrilled.
Oh,
So,
right
okay. So none of us here have tried to ever have sex because we have never, that is creepy and crazy to me that your kids would have access to you, not surprise you, stuff like, or try to break in, but access awake and playing nearby, and you would ever
No,
have
that's
sex.
a
That is
no.
just,
No,
that is out the window for
we're
me. in
not
every way.
animals. Like
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, you can wait.
Yeah.
We are animals, but that's not the point. So,
We
Yeah.
choose to work against those instincts.
well, there was a guy, I read a story not too long ago, saw a little thing, I don't know what it was, but a couple that raised their kids in a trailer. He was a surfer and they had 4 kids. They were in a trailer. They would just have sex in the trailer with the kids laying there, grunting and moaning. They're like, well, it's part of
So
life.
gross. They're traumatizing their children. That is so terrible. Although I
that's
do
why
know
they-
someone, I know someone that brought their kid to a nudist camp with them.
Oh, and they participated? All of them participated in the. Oh, no.
Okay, my brother Steve is calling me 50 times in a row, even though I'm hanging up on him. So what does he think's going on right now? Okay, so
Who knows we do the show.
he knows we do the show. He knows it's happening right now, yet he's calling me endlessly to ask me if we're doing the show. That's what where is it? How to get on it, what to do. Patty, today is your fault.
It's because of the Christmas decorations, I believe.
Yeah, that's a
true.
little
Okay.
procrastinating there.
Yeah, you've still got that. Well, I've still got, they're over here. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
This one is also, how does anyone have this question? Which parent should attend a child's meeting with the principal?
Both.
That would be the common sense answer.
Or who's available? Maybe somebody's at work. Maybe you can't go. And depends on what the frick it is.
So
Yeah.
both if possible. How about that?
Your kid brought a gun to school. You should go see the principal. Then you all go to jail.
Yeah, I think that both of you should attend that.
Yeah, both of you should end the print. Well, and again, though, sometimes I'm on a ship, so it was like I can't get there today. But whoever, and sometimes but if it's important, if it's something where you're meeting with the principal because your kid, my wife and I would both go so that we could gang up on the principal. That's why we both go.
Mhm.
That
There you
principal is going to have their butt eaten out. That's all there is to it.
That sounded really gross.
Wow.
Yeah, that was gross. I'm sorry.
Here, I will say my son's principals, when they see me coming, they're like, "Oh God, she's back." But if I'm
Mhm.
with my husband, we're sort of a balance. You know, he's
But they're like, yay, husband. Ew, right. Yeah.
And it wasn't usually the principal. It was usually the teacher that was scared because my wife is a professor of education, teaches teachers, and I have been in education all my life and that's what my master's. So we would really not take anything that they try. And I'd bring up a million things that they were doing wrong. And they were so unhappy when they would just do what we wanted, whatever it was. I'm guessing, Patty, that's kind of how it went for you too.
I tell my clients, bring your therapist. I'll go in there. I'll be like, what are you doing stressing out my client? They have anxiety and you're trying to make it worse. And you have to accommodate. So like the best thing is to bring your therapist in there and let that person fight with the principal and stuff.
But let's go with what if your kid's a rat? though? What if your kid is a rat?
Then I'll still go in there. I'm like, they have mental issues. We need to do something about this.
How often do you go with parent-teacher meetings?
I go a lot. I communicate. I work with a lot of kids. So I have to advocate for their mental health. Their parent's not a therapist, and the teacher's just going to be like, yeah, right. Your child has anxiety. Sure, right. But I'll go in there and like, excuse me, this meets criteria that is counted as a disability. You must accommodate this child, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, okay, fine. All right, fine.
But what about when the kid is a bully jag? He's the one slapping around other kids, and he's the one that's the huge. What do you do then when they're like, yeah,
I've had that, and I make sure the school mandates that the parents participate and comply with the treatment plan. The school
at least stopping the kid.
They say you better do what the counselor says if you want your kid to continue going to school here. And they will. They will support it.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Do you also work with folks who are in a toxic work environment? Is that something that you can go in and like sit down with them?
Yeah, it is. It's mental health. I'm advocating for healthy environments to support brain development and psychological wellness. So I work with companies and I have to go in there and like, management is harassing, or they're tolerating, or there's like codependent employees who are like saying okay to things and being exploited. It's a mess.
Wait a minute, Patti. I'm seeing a meeting at WGN next week.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that's what I would have needed. That in retrospect, that's what I wish I had done. So I asked that. No, but I asked that for the benefit of other people because toxic workplaces are so destructive, and it's incredibly hard legally to prove and fight. So if that's a tool in someone's in their belt, use that tool. I absolutely. Thank you, Donna. I might have
you need an advocate. I'm an advocate.
What's that cost an hour, Donna?
$150 to $250.
There you go.
I would have, if I had known about this, because I wondered about it afterwards, about PTSD, anxiety, and things like that.
It's true. It does.
Yeah. Sorry.
That is what happened.
Yeah. But I mean, I think this is for everyone. If they find themselves in a work environment that is really eroding their mental health, find Donna, get resources. Yeah. Sorry.
They can be held accountable.
Gee, Donna, how do they get a hold of you? I think it's ohanawc.com.
Yeah, or just Google my name in Las Vegas, Donna Wilburn.
That's amazing.
You can find me on the World Wide Web.
I think 1% of the population would even think to do that.
So they don't even know that you can have an advocate go in there with you.
Yep.
Well, I think, or just quit. That's what most people are doing right now anyway. Is just quitting. I mean, that's kind of the modus operandi. But if we want less people to quit, we want to have more help and guidance there in the first place. Well, and police are the same way. If we had more guidance with police in the field, we'd have a hell of a lot better police force and a lot less people dead and a lot less people's rights stomped on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these are mentally unhealthy people, guys. That's what's happening. And they have to be held accountable and get treatment.
And it's easy to say to just quit a job. But if you are, I mean, like a lot of us are tied to jobs because of health benefits, because of the work that we love. I mean, like hosting a show on WGN, that's not going to happen anywhere else. I would.
Right. It's quite the thing. You don't want to just quit.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and because I went and spoke about bullying to a nurses union in Canada, because in Canada with the healthcare they have this middleman of managers in between the nurses and the everything else that are in charge of these nurses. And they're just brutal, like slapping them, treating them like garbage and stuff like that. And they get bullied so bad and they don't want to quit. They make good money. There's stuff like that. They just want to be safer.
Yes.
And because you've got this middle management layer that you don't even need, but because there's so much money in healthcare, they have these middle managers in there, and then they hire horrible, horrible people that they don't check into these people. They don't and hold them accountable in any way. I know. Okay. This show's stopped being funny. Let's start again.
Oh, sorry.
Here we go. Next one. Why do people feel it's okay to get fat after marriage? It's like false advertisement before marriage, wow, what a nice guy. I'm guessing God.
How many people did he marry? Is that just his random sampling of the general population? This one got fat. This one got fat.
I'm guessing his gut. Yeah. When I'm guessing, well, I love these guys too. They weigh about 320 and they can't stand 1.5 pounds on anybody. You know what I mean? It's just the worst, ugh. So
and that's really uncool. Like, because I have to tell you, although I have the opposite, I did age and gaining weight kind of goes together. So you kind of got to be okay with that. Mm-hmm. But my husband's getting smaller, thinner. So am I supposed to be like, what's up with losing weight after marriage?
That's what happened. Hey, that's what happened to me.
Buff still.
No, I got down to 136 at age 45. 136. That's 0.08 body fat. And literally my wife freaking out every day. It was just
not healthy.
Everybody. Oh, it was healthy, damn it. But the point is
not
healthy or not. I was the size of, I was wearing children's clothing for a while.
Oh my God.
For about 3 years. I wore I had to get a boy's bathing suit to wear. I could not get pants at Walmart. I had to go to specialty stores. I had a 27-inch waist. So, and my wife, and I loved it because I just felt great all the time. I was running marathons. I had an 8-pack, but you saw me in a picture and I looked like a swizzle stick this big. And that was scary. And my wife hated it. She would rather I'm a little heavier than not. You know what I mean? A little gut, she's fine with, even if I'm not.
Same here. I'd rather have a little heavier than too thin.
Yeah. I just want healthy. I just want, if she's healthy, that's great. And size, you're healthy, your size is immaterial. That's all there is to it. So
who's this? So this question from this person of why does your spouse gain weight after marriage?
So why do they feel it's okay to get fat? Not why do they? Why do they feel what the hell's wrong with them that they feel like they can disappoint me and get fat?
Do any of these cards have the same handwriting? Is that from the one that said when does being married to someone get no?
The only ones with the same handwriting are if I lose them and have to rewrite them in my handwriting. Gotcha. But because I lose them, I'm like, oh, I remember that question. So no, they're all different people. So it's false advertising before marriage. That's even worse. What do you mean it's false advertising?
Did you not feel the Spanx on your wedding night? What's happening?
I know. Well, that's almost like saying my wife got cancer years later. She didn't tell me she was going to get cancer.
That's false advertising.
That's false advertising. What the hell? Now I got to pay for this. I just, and usually from big fat guy. Now, Patty, your husband weighs about 80 pounds, right? He's real. He's thin.
My husband's a big guy. He's
a big guy, but he's thin.
He's 6'2". No, he's always been. It's so funny. He has a beautiful body. And during the pandemic, we've both put on some weight and he's still beautiful.
Every time I've seen him, he looks tall and thin.
Yeah, I think because he's tall.
Yeah.
I think he's about 225. He's 6'2".
He wears it well.
Absolutely. Yes, he does.
Absolutely.
Big size person.
Yeah.
I'm like 5'3", so that would be like way up there.
So, Donna, when people come in and talk about this in the practice, what do you tell them?
I tell them they're really shallow. And I go, you got a problem. If you prioritize their weight over them as a person, then that's really shallow and your ego needs some help.
Good luck in life.
Yeah. Does that help? Or do they just get a divorce?
Well, they mainly look at me weird, like, what are you talking about? And then I have to explain it. And then they're like, yeah. And it usually, if they don't get it, then that's not going to work out so well. That relationship not going to go so well. If someone's prioritizing, if they're making that big of a deal out of how their partner looks, then those are not the best priorities. I mean, keeping up kind of appearances, like some hygiene and, fitness. Yeah. But usually I'm going to say this, it's a symptom. If it's gaining that much weight, then that's a symptom. That means your partner is ill and they need help. They don't need harassment. They don't need degradation. They need help. And so it's whether it be depression or a thyroid problem or, an insulin issue, that's a body that needs help. And you being mean to someone who needs help, like that's usually how I turn it around. So kind of like if they have any empathy in their head, it should make them like feel bad a little bit. But if it doesn't, then yeek, they've got problems, bigger problems.
On the other side too, as by the way, Patrick said he put on a lot of weight after he got married, and he is a sexy big man. But what about? See, I always say that like my wife will tell me that she's you probably look at me and think I'm big, and I'm like, I don't see that. She looks great. I think she look. I mean, and I'm always wanting to say no, don't say that. You look fantastic. I mean. That's
I think there's a healthy range, right? So if the doctor says you're healthy, then you should be fine.
That's right. Yeah. There are some people that get morbidly obese, but that's again health. That's health. You have a huge other problem.
That's a symptom of a problem.
Yeah. So hold on, I want to eat a cheesecake real quick. Okay. Now this one you're going to be very angry. Should a woman stay with a man after cheating multiple times? Or one time?
Who's cheating?
Should a woman stay with a man? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that could be her too.
Right?
Is it after she's been
I
cheating?
hadn't thought of that. Maybe she's cheating and she's like, should I leave this guy? I'm like cheating on all the freaking time. I'm banging every guy. And should I leave?
That's a good point.
Good
When
point.
should I go? After 10, 20? Like how
10.
long?
Honey, I've been cheating on you for years, and it's time I just broke it off with you because really, it's just not getting any better. So, I would say yes to that one. If you're cheating and you feel bad because you're cheating, maybe you should break off. But what about the other side? He's cheating on her. Should she leave? That's always what should I do?
If he won't stop and it bothers her, then that would be something to look at. If she doesn't mind, there are relationships where they're open and okay with it. And so then fine, keep going.
Yeah. Find out what kind of
Who's the comic that says she goes, hell, you know what? He's cheating on me. Good. Get him off of me. Good luck. Have fun. As long as he was never good at it anyway. So get out and cheat as long as he's bringing home money, as long as he's not an idiot. Then good for you. Let them be disappointed, not me. So
I have to say I am too territorial, and typically females are territorial. I am way too territorial to allow that. So as soon as that happens, I'm like out, done, bye. One time.
I would agree.
Or one time was a mistake. You realize you have problems. You go get help and change those problems so you can be healthier and make better choices in the future. Then I'll consider it. But if someone's like, no, just going to keep doing this and, whatever, then I'm like, out. I'm out.
Yeah.
What about the line? Yeah, Patty.
No, sorry. It's just if they're wondering about it, then they must be done. I mean, or I guess they're looking for validation from other people or see other people that are cheating. Look, I mean, it's the numbers are high, aren't they, Doc? Where it's what is it like?
It's
80%?
super common. Yes, it's super common.
It's very common. So that's something.
But a lot of times there's an understanding and it's accepted. There's a big chunk of people where cheating is accepted, or it's like, I know it's happening and I just don't want to deal with it kind of thing. But that's the key thing. If you're not okay with it and the other person doesn't want to change, it doesn't have to be more than once. You don't have to wait till there's like, you're hit number 25. Like it's okay after one time.
I think 13 is the number. That's the magic number. 13. 13 bangs.
It's more about the attitude. It's more about like, do they want to change and they truly think they made a mistake? Or are they, thinking it's okay to do that and that they didn't really do anything that wrong? Then different ways to handle it.
Yep.
My wife had a lot of people treat her very poorly before we met. And I told her with the ring when we got engaged, I was bleeding profusely from my face at the time. I could not stop the bleeding. I had cut myself shaving. She was on her way back to her apartment, and I was taking a shower to get ready for the big announcement of "Will you marry me?" And I cut a huge hole in my face, and I just for the next 2 hours bled. Hey, do you want to marry me? I don't know. Anemia. I don't know. Maybe
You don't clot very well. I don't see this
yeah,
going
your
on.
blood is a little thin there, dude. So I told her, I said, look, you will never have to worry about your relationship. We will have problems in life. We will have maybe job, whatever. I may be a failed comedian, whatever it is. The one thing you will never have to worry about is your relationship. And I've done that. Now she cheats like crazy. Okay. Now, anyway,
And he's okay with it.
I'm not okay with it. She does not cheat.
No,
Okay.
no.
How hard is it? Now, I have only one child, so I can't talk about this. How hard is it not to show favoritism to certain kids? Now, that doesn't mean they're your kids. I favor any other kid but mine. Hey, get out of here, daughter. I'm going to take those kids.
Why?
Patty, you're on twice. You're on the other room too. Look at you.
The computer must have just.
It's Patti Vasquez too, everybody. That's okay. I can just remove it. Okay.
You just get rid of that. That's what. Good.
I
I mean,
got rid
the
of it.
computer's working. I don't know what
I
happened.
think it is something to be aware of. It is a little bit challenging to not show favoritism. I think you do have to be aware of it because sometimes we get along easier with certain kids, or like it matches our personality. One of our kids better than the other, but if you aren't aware, it can really hurt the other one. Can really feel bad to think that you're favoring one over the other. Although no matter what, siblings will say that you're doing that. Like whether you are
Donna,
doing that or not, they will say you're doing that.
I forgot how many kids you have, Donna. You have two?
Uh-huh.
How'd that go? Who do you like better? Who's better? Who do you like? Which one?
Really?
Patti, first of all, tell Donna about your situation and then go on.
So mine's a little bit different. I have two boys and they're 23 months apart. Griffin is 18 and his younger brother is 16. Declan was born without part of his corpus callosum. So he is severely disabled intellectually and physically. So it's a little bit different. So we've always worked hard to make sure that Griffin, the older brother, felt as important because we had all these therapy sessions. Right. We were always in a state of emergency. So that was the balance. But I will say this, as the favorite child of my parents, I will say because I'm the only child between them. They each had previous marriages, 3 kids in each marriage. Not only is it important to be aware of it for that person's mental development, my siblings' mental development, but also my lifelong relationship with them is completely screwed because they resent me so much. And I had siblings. Your siblings. Yeah. I had a different childhood than they did.
I have kind of that. Because Patti and I have the same situation. We had brothers and sisters from other families. We're the only product of our parents. And it was very, 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 very known that I was the best. And it has affected, I think, we're all fine. We're all friends. My brother calls me way too freaking much during the show. I think that's passive aggressive, calling me during the show to stop.
Yeah, really.
But we all get along. Yeah, Patti has really destroyed her relationship with the brothers and sisters because she tells them how great she is on the radio. She says on the radio every day how horrible they are.
Hey, look, when you stop at your sister's house to say, hey, the doctors say dad could go any moment now because he had an aortic aneurysm and stage 4 lung cancer. And they say, I haven't really seen him much in the last 20 years. I don't think I'm going to see him now. And they don't go to the funeral. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Doc.
Yeah. Well, and you have the sister-in-law too, or what is this? The racist. She's got a little racism going on there too, I think.
Yeah, you got the toxic family dynamic going on there. Oh my God!
After this show's over, we'll stay and we'll go through a few of Patti's things. Patti and John Wayne Gacy. Let's throw that out. We'll talk about this when we're done. Okay, so it is hard. You're right. Some people connect with some kids more than the others. And you have to go out of your way to let the other one know that it's just a personality thing and that you still, love that one as much. It's just you're not as connected.
Yep.
Unless you're Patti and I, when we know we're the best. I mean, it's not even a question that we're the best. It's known by everyone. So okay.
Is this what it's like to be the only special child, that you grow up thinking you're super awesome and everything revolves around you?
We're not thinking. We know it. We know it.
Okay. All right then.
They know it. We know it, and that's the problem.
Yes.
That's the problem.
That's the star that you are.
If they were here, they would admit it.
Yes.
You are the star and sunshine of their lives.
Okay, last one, and then I've got 3 choices of quizzes.
Okay.
So obviously, Donna, we have this one. Donna knows I have this question 50 times in here, and she knows what it is as soon as I start it.
Is it?
Yes, it is. I am telling. Yes, it is. How many days average does it take buttering her up until you get booty sex after you're married? Go.
Why does everyone want to know?
Everyone. That is literally the 15th. That's
like no joke.
Every
show, someone wants to know how to get anal.
Well, not every show. I try not to. I try not to pull one every show, but I do pull. Almost
every show. Someone wants to know how to get more anal sex.
There's 3 major things that come out of this bucket that people ask every time. Having sex, how do we stop? What do we do with the kids when they see us having sex?
Mm-hmm.
Butt sex, always in there. And what about the cheating? And there's 3 or 4 others that are always. I got
There's
hundreds
a lot
of
the like, can you beat your children ones too? Like,
yeah, a lot of
your children are terrible. Yeah. Can you beat your children? Can you beat your children more? Like,
and how do I control the ex's kids? Why don't these damn ex's kids?
Yeah.
Or no, why no the other parents' kids from a step, why can't I control them? So this is all yours, Patty.
What was this question?
How much buttering up, Patty, do you need? How much buttering up do you need before you get booty sex before he would get booty sex after you're married? How much buttering up would it take?
I can't speak for other. Okay, this is
speak for yourself.
Well, right.
I
think it has to. Well, look, I think that she has to be not necessarily initiated, but
speak for yourself.
Speak for myself. So
yes.
Before marriage, I had already been asked to do that and was not a fan of it. And then as I got older, but there's prep time. You can't just you don't go
45 minutes.
You have to butter her up for 45 minutes.
And use butter. That's the other thing.
That seems like a couple days lead because you need to know what you've eaten and how that gets processed. I mean, they're you don't want to have had chili and nachos and possibly and find out.
That's giving me visuals I don't want.
3 days of Taco Bell.
You're right. It's just there's a conversation. I'm always amazed when how many guys say that, or how many, and I've not because I've watched porn, but how many people are like, oh, it was an accident. I just accidentally.
Went there.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you didn't have keys in the back door, okay?
Yeah. I think it's Artie Woodger who says my wife's got an A spot. Hey, So I just always say, and this is my main joke, is guys, if you want that, you first.
Yeah.
You go first. You love it. Let's get a big
the same size item with the same
size or bigger. And you love it for 20 minutes and then maybe she'll give it a tumble. But it just, I've never understood the true appeal of it. I'm not a germaphobe. I'm not a clean freak, but that's too far to get involved in stuff that
there's a lot of people that do enjoy that. There are sensory
great for them. Love it.
That do enjoy that, and really there's no buttering up needed, not literally or figuratively, that they're good with it. If someone's not okay with it, and this is for that question, if someone's not okay with it, you have to respect that answer. There's no trying to manipulate and convince them.
That's right.
So that trying to convince them thing is not okay. Take their answer. Final answer, then you're good. Leave it.
Now in Tango in Paris, they do have the butter scene. I guess is that what have you never seen that film? That was the one guy, the one big actor, Marlon Brando, and the butter scene is him buttering her up because that's what they use for lubrication is butter. So,
although I am a foodie, and that might be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. See, food, I think in that whole area, you get infections. I just don't. I like things clean and neat and cleaned up quickly. That's not a lot. towels everywhere, like plastic sheeting.
That's a tarp.
Yeah,
Yep.
tarp. You know what? Now I realize why my grandma had that plastic over the couches, because she and Grandpa were just going.
Just you get a visual now. Why don't you get a visual of that?
Okay, here's the deal.
Hey, money. Hey, side hustle, sex tarps. I think
sex tarps. Oh, that'd be great because it lays out. Now we say I think she's going to
anchor it down in different places, like with certain anchors, so it doesn't slide.
That's part of the 45 minutes. Okay, so we have 3 choices. Does my husband still love me? Is my husband? Oops, wrong. I got to go down here. Is my husband selfish, or the ever popular? How kinky are you? I like. Is my husband selfish? What do you guys choose?
That's fine. Yeah.
Donna?
Yeah. Okay. So if this is assuming they can't figure it out for themselves. Okay.
Yes. Well, and it's of course a marriage.com, which means it's the worst quiz that has ever been written.
Translated from Russian.
Yes, translated from Russian and bad English and stuff like that. So, okay. So here we go. Is your husband selfish? Who spent just this first question? Who spends more when it comes to entertaining yourselves? Is that a sentence in English? No. What does it even mean?
Right.
So I'm assuming my entertainment budget for me versus his entertainment budget for him.
So entertaining myself versus yourselves. Do I spend more on us or me, or you spend on you?
Oh, wait.
Or us?
It's like, or who spends more when it comes to entertaining yourselves as a couple?
I don't know, because this question's stupid.
Right.
Answer all 3 of them.
I'm going to go, since it's selfish, I'm going to go, do you spend more entertaining yourself, or does he spend more entertaining himself?
Yeah, I would. Are we answering for ourselves? What are we doing?
Yes.
Ourselves? I would say I spend more entertaining myself.
I would say I spend more entertaining myself also.
Well, Patty, you're out. You have to be out doing. So some of that's not really entertaining yourself as much as part of your job. So, and your husband is, of course.
I'm not counting job. I'm counting taking myself out to eat, taking myself to shows, taking myself like out of town. I'm going to say it's
whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my wife, I think, does also. I think she does too.
More than you,
which is perfect. Which is right. Although we don't consider eating out entertaining yourself, because that's just life. Everything is basically eating out.
Anyway.
Unless I'm cooking, it's eating out. So yeah, I think she spends more. So so far, our husbands aren't selfish.
Nope.
Who buys the most gifts between the 2 of you? For the other person.
I don't know, because we don't really buy gifts for each other.
Yeah, I was going to say, Donna, you guys don't buy crap for each other.
No, we don't.
Yeah, and I am the primary breadwinner, so when he buys me a gift, he's buying it with my money.
Yes.
You win.
You can't count it that way. It's your once it's made, it's both of your money. So don't know.
I know.
So,
I just
that's you by default. She wins.
I should let him know that at all times too. I'm the primary breadwinner.
This is my money.
Oh, look what I bought at Christmas at Patty's house. Oh, look what I bought myself. Nice.
Well, that's the thing is, it's like we were never great. Yes, I do. Yeah, sorry. Just something.
What's the answer?
Like,
yes.
What I bought myself, huh?
What do you mean? Yes.
So one of the things. So I think that he enjoys buying me gifts, but he will get into these ruts where I liked one necklace, so he went out and bought it in every color.
Yeah.
Like so every like I got it for Christmas and then in pink, and then I got it in red for Valentine's Day and in green, but it was the same necklace. Like.
You found something that worked.
Yeah, I know, but that just means he's a silly gift giver, that he's not.
I know.
That's not selfish. I don't
means he's nervous. It means he's nervous, and he found something that worked, and so he doesn't want to deviate.
Yes.
Like, just get her another one of those.
I think he's better at buying gifts than I am. I'll do it that way. How's that?
Now, we have a thing where my wife, although this Christmas I way over got for her and she got me almost nothing. But 90% of the time, she buys more stuff because she loves to shop. So she could spend, I'll get 35 things, but they'll all be small things. She's looking for a deal. I'll spend a ton more on bigger, like this year I got her the big rower, you know what I mean? The $1,000 rower. But usually I'll get the big thing and she'll get me 35 things, but she also gets me stuff for her. Oh, look, here's that ottoman you wanted. Okay. I had no idea I wanted an ottoman. Oh, it goes perfect right here by this chair. Well, good for me then. So
just say thank you.
I get close, but she does really well. She puts more thought into it. But what I try to do is I try to pay attention when we're out, when she says, I like this, I like that, then I can maybe run back and get it and then have it so that she gets it later, as opposed to going out and going, I don't know what the hell to get. What the hell am I going to get? I don't know. So, okay. Now here's an interesting one. I know the answer to this one. Who plays with the kids most?
That would be me. And it's part of my entertaining budget.
I would say
taking the kids out.
What about you, Patti?
I would say, if I had to say, because we're also caregivers, Steve spends more time with the boys, but I think that we were pretty even when it comes to like fun stuff, hanging out with them. Like, yeah. Because Griffin would have like these drawn out long fantasy stories where we all were like playing different roles in them. And so it was always a family effort.
Aw.
Yep.
When my daughter was under 12, I was the king of the castle as far as play, because I have always been kind of a kid. All the kids, my wife calls me the Pied Piper of animals and children, because they all want to play and I'll play whatever we'll do. And I've got a million ideas. Once she went through puberty, I was done. She didn't care because she didn't want to play all the silly stuff and the fun stuff. She wanted to have more meaning and our interests. She wanted to have her own interests. See, little kids want my interests. Yeah. So they'll do what I'm interested in. No more Billy Joel. No, so now it's she and my wife, it's not play anymore. She's an adult, but they spend more of that kind of time together now because she's older and they are much more connected in that way. Yeah, although she and I can get together and complain about mom. So that's nice.
There you go. I think because Steve's a stay-at-home dad and I've always had a flexible daytime schedule, that it wasn't like I don't like get home from work and I'm too tired to play, that kind of stuff. So
get the paper sitting behind it. Hey, when's dinner? Get me a martini. Why are these kids washed and in bed? We know how it's like at your house.
Well, and my whole basement's a playroom and a therapy room for Declan. We've got swings. Yep. We used to have a ball pit. I mean, it's just, we've always made it fun.
Aw. Yeah. Do you share the chores around the house? Hell no. Damn it.
Well, I'm going to say right off the bat, I am also the primary breadwinner, and so there's no way in hell.
Well, your husband's retired.
Yeah, duh. Primary breadwinner. He's retired. Guess who's doing the chores?
Yeah.
It ain't me. I haven't done laundry in 10 years.
Although, yeah, because you guys, see, I don't think my wife makes more. We decided when we had kids that I would work less and make less money, and she technically makes more money than me. But because of all the investing I've done all through the years, technically, because I've done all this investing, I make twice as much as she does without doing anything. So I don't know how that works, but I know how it works. But and I used our money to do all this investing, but she would have done none of it had she not been with me. So
how do you divide up the housework and the chores?
Oh, she does it all. Screw that. I'm not touching it. What the hell? Are you nuts? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Women working, washing, scrubbing. What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Not a chance in hell I'm touching that crap.
I talk
and then butt sex.
I talk a lot about this in my act about when I married Steve, I realized he had a very high tolerance for clutter, but he wasn't supposed to be home all the day. Like he had a full-time day job and so he does all the dishes. We split the cooking. He does all the laundry, but never puts it away. Ever. I mean, like I have a whole thing.
Wait, he does the laundry?
Yes, his laundry, the boys, all the linens.
Oh, but not your laundry.
No. Yeah. It only takes one pair of ruined pants to learn that lesson. Yeah.
See, my wife's big thing is she will not let me touch the laundry. I would like to say I took down all of the Christmas decorations, every bit of it this year. and we put up a ton of Christmas decorations. I do all the cooking and cleaning. I mean, not cleaning, some cleaning, but I do all the cooking and kitchen stuff. But and also, you know, getting
I try
and
to do
prepping
as
for
little
sex.
as possible. I do as little as possible, and I nag until they do it because I don't want to do it.
And she's got chickens and crap like that. She's got like animals, like
Oh.
barnyard animals. Who cleans up that crap?
That would be me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good then.
Yeah,
You have chickens? Wow.
I have 1 chicken, 3 bunnies,
Aw.
4 cats, and 2 dogs.
They eat bunny eggs. It's wild.
Do you have a ranch?
Bunny eggs.
Would you call what you have a ranch or a small compound?
No, I have a little neighborhood house that's 1,100 square feet with a little backyard. I call it the Wilburn Farm.
Nice.
It's COVID.
She's in
COVID
Vegas.
did it. If I was going to be home, I was going to make it entertaining. So COVID
You
did
sure?
it. All COVID's fault.
Do you share goals together? You and your husband? God, I hope so. That's just how horrible to not like.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it share goals. I mean, yeah, I guess you could call it their common goals. Like we have common goals, like kids to be happy, you know, pay off the house, like regular stuff, I guess. But
You're not
then-
planning anything? You're not planning anything?
well, paying off the house, that's like a thing. That's a goal.
I will say, Steve and I've always known he was the right guy for me. So I ran for office a couple of years ago. And I will tell you, Steve and I were such a good team. He was so invested and, you know, would message me like he was so great at calling a lot of the shots from home when I was out campaigning. And that is not, usually relationships suffer during a campaign and we just got stronger. Like he's mad that I'm not running this year. So that's, yeah. So we have a lot.
Why aren't you?
You know, you get someone snaps your neck and you go, you know, I'm going to take a little time to heal from that.
Yeah, you got treated pretty bad by people that should have been on your side. not even the enemy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
pretty bad. So that's Chicago, baby. That's Chicago politics. Arr. So anyway, okay. So yeah, we are always planning goals, always planning what's going to happen next. We're moving to Prague here coming up. I mean, it's
What? I didn't know this.
just for the fall.
Okay.
Donna needs to go in 4 minutes, and that was 36 minutes ago. Okay, so
I didn't even see that message.
In the private.
Okay, we're only gonna do 2 more. Do I get blamed for whatever goes wrong in the house? Do you get blamed for whatever goes wrong in the house?
Never.
No.
I do. I
Oh.
do.
But I'd say in ours, no one gets blamed for what goes
Unless-
wrong in the house. It's
Unless she doesn't want to, but it just happens because she
not-
grew up in
automatically comes out, blame Brad.
Yeah. and then she thinks better of it and doesn't. But I think being trained growing up to learn to blame first. I love life when blame is the first thing that must happen. There has to be blame before we can fix anything. But as you grow and mature, you realize maybe I shouldn't have done that, and there isn't any. You know what I mean? Blame.
Yeah.
So, okay, last one. What does it say?
Well, there's 2. Like, I'm curious about these 2. How many times does your husband call you, and how many times do you call your husband? It would be 0 and 0.
Yeah, if I need to, or if
I
you
don't
need
call
to.
my husband during the day. He doesn't call me. Like, why?
Yeah, well, I mean, unless you need to, or
I'm
there's
going to
something
see
to.
him later. Yeah.
Yeah, unless there's.
My husband will call me from like on his way out the back door and down the back stairs. He'll call me like as he's walking out of the house. I'm like,
I always get that. My wife always calls me as the garage door's going down. She's in the car. She'll call me because there's something she forgot, I forgot. You got to do this. You got to do that. Need to do that. Need to do that. Yeah.
yeah,
That
he
happens
calls me a lot.
all the time. And I send her, what do you want for dinner when you get home? That's what I call. So, all right.
Do you have to like
Oh.
block your husband from calling? Like, can you
I
just
I
don't
sometimes flinch when I look at my phone. I'm like, what?
There we go.
What do you want? What now? Oh my God. Okay, great. Well,
Yeah, no, I'll be
I don't
on
know
a
how that's gonna
conference.
end.
I'll be at a conference for like 5 days. My husband won't call me at all. I'm like, do you even know I'm not home?
Oh my God.
I'm like, no, I was gone.
The
I'll
worst. I
go on the ship sometimes. I'll be gone for many days, and a couple days might go by, Well, I know she's busy. She'll work 20 hours a day if she gets into working, just nonstop.
I was at downtown Zany's, 20 minutes from our house. I was on stage headline. I came off stage. There were 14 voicemails from my husband. This was when the boys were little. My younger son had a digestive issue, and we called it Code Brown. He's like, I've got a Code Brown. I'm like, I'm on stage. I'm 14
You gotta stop your act and like, yeah, give him this when he's
My wife, hey,
yeah.
my wife FaceTimed me on stage on the ship last month. I took the call. We did it on the stage. So, all right, everybody, Patti Vasquez, go to withkindwords.com and give her money. Go to Ohana WC and get a hold of Donna. I'm Brad. That's enough. Bye-bye.